should have seen this footage. There's been a lot of lightning strikes right in front of me. There was some pretty heavy rain about 2 minutes ago. Let me see. We are on Wi-Fi, DGL, Dad's Not Live. Welcome, welcome. We are about 2.5 hours away from Kerrville, Texas. Hold on, guys. We just dropped in. I just dropped you all. I dropped every single one of you, and I'm so sorry. What up, Gary? How you doing, brother? We are en route to Kerrville, Texas. I do have a press pass, and it seems like I'm going to be able to get in there with my press pass. And Trump is coming out on Friday. If I'm still out here, I will probably be covering that because KNN is approved for presidential interviews or press releases, should I say. Anyways, how you guys doing today? Hop in the chat, say what's up. I'm okay, darling, I promise. I was just driving. It was kind of a boring drive. A lot of desert, a lot of flatlands, nothing interesting. So I figured instead of boring you guys with another, 10 hours, I'd go ahead and get live right before I get there to get everything hyped up. And that's where we're at right now. We are on the ground and we are en route to Kerrville, Texas. And this is the first thunderstorm cell that they're worried about. This is the furthest west thunderstorm cell that you can see from Interstate 10. There's been numerous lightning strikes, off and on heavy rain for not too long. It's actually, I think, the smallest thunder cell of them all. So, we are 180 miles out. I do not know how close we're going to get. Whoa, lightning strikes on the right. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see those lightning strikes? Hop in the chat, let me know. Whoa, more on the right, more on the right. They're over here on the right now. Let's see. Lightning strikes. Cloud to ground strikes, guys. Cloud to ground. Strike. Cannot stand my own voice. Another one. You guys are not seeing these? Are they not? Is the camera not picking them up? Because I'm seeing them in person. What's up, Weathercat? How have you been? You've been oh, there's no way you guys aren't seeing that, bro. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit better. How you doing, Weathercat? I did not get free on Michelle, but I got some good sleep, so thank you so much. Got good sleep, and I got a nice shower, so thank you so much, Michelle, for that. Oh, they're all sharp to my right now, on the right side of this hill, but that's okay, we'll leave this up like this. Yes, there are some heavy rainstorms, 1 to 2 inches per hour from some of these storm cells. Let's see. But yeah, no, I didn't go by Freon. I just been dealing with it. I know you do, Weathercat. I checked out your channel. You got some cool videos. Make sure you guys go check out Weathercat's YouTube channel. She got some cool videos. She posted years and years ago, but they look cool. So this is the first cloud. Whoa! I know you guys saw that. Let's see. Oh my God! I love it, guys. I love it. I love the weather. I love it. You guys are seeing the lightning strikes? Say yes, say yes. Texas. We're about 180 miles out of Kerrville. I've been doing pretty good, Gary. How have you been, brother? Good seeing you, man. Gary's like an uncle, guys. He's like an uncle. We're going to see if we get some footage of the Guadalupe River. I know they just closed the Highway 39, but I'm pretty sure they're going to allow media guys in there, so. I don't know, Haley. I don't know. Thankfully, I'm not new to this area. I actually used to drive through here a lot, going to and from drilling rigs. I spent months down in this area when I was working out at Midland, Odessa. We had several drilling rigs that were down here, so I am familiar with this area. Hell, I'm crossing over the Pecos River. Spent a lot of time staring at the Pecos River from a drilling rig. So, I'm the kind of person that if I don't see someone else go through water, I ain't going through it. So if I can't go through water, or if there's a flooded out road, I'm turning around. I'm not going to play hero. I'm just out here for journalism. I do work for a media company, and basically just going to upload footage to the news stations, and that's, if we can get footage, we will. If we can't, we can't. We'll wait. They have evacuated first responders in that area. Thankfully, that we're still a little over 2 hours away, so we are not in the area that's being impacted yet. Thanks, Tammy. Thank you. Yes, we are approximately 180 miles out from the area of interest. What's up, Nancy? What did Jenny do, Hassan? I didn't see it. What did she do? The drive's been all right. I'm a little bit late because I, got a place to sleep last night. Thank you so much, Michelle M. Took a shower. Voodoo Boy got to actually sleep in a bed with me. What up, bro? Pop top again. Thank you, Ruth. Will do. George, super chat. Thank you so much, brother. All right, Charles. This is the very last minute trip. Have no cell service, no cell phone reception at all. You guys are 100% on Starlink, so we're going to test out Starlink in Texas. We're kind of pretty close to central Texas. Not Waco Central. Okay, Sherry, I heard about that. However, I was watching Agenda Free TV. And at this moment in time, that is hearsay with no official confirmation. However, like Agenda Free says, like Steve says on Agenda, I hope it's true. I will have tears of joy. However, until we have an official confirmation, I don't want to call it true yet. I want to wait till we get an official confirmation from a press release and not a hearsay source. The only thing I can find is a video on Facebook of a guy saying he heard that 6 miles down the road this happened, but we don't have an official confirmation. It has not been confirmed yet. So until we have a confirmation, I don't want to confirm that on our side either. But I do want to say, pop top again. What's up, Cheryl? How you doing? Thank you. I appreciate you following us. Michelle. I do appreciate that. Yes, today is my youngest child's birthday. He turned 2. He turned 2 years old today, guys. We're gonna celebrate it next week when I get back in town. I already passed Stockton. I already passed Fort Stockton, Gary. I haven't been stopping very much. I've been kind of just driving as much as I can. Please tell me you guys can see that lightning. Please tell me you guys saw that. Thanks, Michelle. Nice, Gary. I love it. I love watching storms and lightning. I just don't like it when it's devastating and there's loss of life and loss of property. I like watching storms, but I don't like when people get hurt or devastating. Hey, lucky for you, Lisa, you can rewind it. Let's go. Next 30 minutes, the heaviest of this storm right here will be off to the right a little bit more. This is a smaller cell. There's another bigger one behind, just past it, but I think we're just going to be a little bit late on it. That's okay though. What's up? I'm doing good, James. How you doing, brother? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to playing news reports while we're driving. I've been listening to news reports for hours today, like the entire day. Right now.
Funding, but thank God Governor Abbott and President Trump.
Just over 2 hours. Just over. Whoa, that's a little
all the rescue
watery right there.
So fast, it's amazing. I couldn't believe, and I still can't believe how fast all of these
doing, Dan? Valentine.
Got it. Thank you so much, Ray. And I mean, you know, there, as this all develops, and I continue to talk to more people here in Ingram, yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on down here. Thank you. Okay.
There's somebody walking on the side of the road. Right here, look. Somebody walking. Yeah, no, I'm not cool with that. I'm not going to go help her. She's going to kill me. There's a female walking on the side of the road in a sweater. I think she's crazy. Ruger boy, he's fine. He's sleeping. I'll show you. Watch. Ruger! He's just chilling. He loves rides. Thanks, Oscar.
Estates, Katy Crossing, Stillwater, Crystal Knoll, and Berry Creek neighborhoods, as well as parts of other subdivisions. The boil water notice will run until at least 8 a.m. tomorrow. You can head to our website for a full list at fox7austin.com. Stay with us. We are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back with Leslie London to take a look at the latest forecast. Stand by.
Oh, major lightning off to the right. Sharp right, sharp right. Let's see. Can we turn this a little bit more to the right? Hold on, guys. We're driving parallel with one of the storms right now. There we go. Let's see. Turn it that way a little bit more. That'll be better. There we go. Some pretty big lightning strikes off to the right.
Says the water. Darian has spent a lot of time.
We're going to rewind the Fox News a little bit because they are live.
On your side, this is Fox 7 Austin.
Oh, I just saw another flash, but I don't think the camera caught it.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on Fox 7 Austin at 5 and Fox Local. I'm Mike Moore. And I'm Dennis Della Pena. Governor Greg Abbott deeming today as a day of prayer for the floods in the Hill Country. Tonight, we're going to bring you team coverage from all across Central Texas. We'll bring you the latest updates as crews shift to recovery mode across the state. This evening, we are going to take a closer look at the death toll by county. The primary impactor, of course, Kerr County. They have seen at least 51 deaths, including 15 children. At least 27 of the 750 Camp Mystic girls remain missing. So far, officials have rescued over 850 people. Other affected counties include us here in Travis County. We saw at least 4 deaths and significant damage to infrastructure. Burnett County has at least 3 deaths confirmed. Kendall and Tom Green counties each have at least 1 death.
Whoa, lightning right behind my truck.
Williamson County and Travis County have been added to the declaration of disaster that Governor Abbott signed on Friday. Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt is joining us.
Literally, it struck right behind my truck off the side of the road.
How are things where you're at, Katie?
right, Lisa, it is.
Back in a second here. We're having a little trouble there. Right now we want to give you a live look at ATX floods. Flood map, the roads, the low water crossings, flashing red across Travis, Williamson, Hayes.
I do not know about Katy, Texas, Valentina.
Lee, Fayette counties, and there are a lot of active closures. Just to almost pick a low water crossing, especially across Austin and north, and it may very well be closed. So, you've all seen this before, but
The storm cell right here just crossed the road right before I came around the corner
again,
back there.
this map showing widespread flash flood impact all across central Texas, cutting off a lot of key routes, creating real risk for drivers. So as always, be careful. We always say it, turn around, go around. This is obviously the time to take.
I don't know why this car is camping in the left
Continue
lane.
to track all of these closures.
They've been doing it for a
and
while.
Keep you updated and hopefully keep everybody safe.
What's up, Marie? How you doing?
All right, obviously we're still talking about rainfall, and right now we have multiple flash flood warnings in place. So I wanted to just show you the radar first because unfortunately we're still seeing some showers coming down and some thunderstorms bringing heavy rain. And that's obviously the concern and why we're seeing flash flood warnings currently. So where are they? I know it's a little hard to see with the rain on the map, but basically we've got a flash flood warning in Burnett, Travis, and Williamson County until 6 p.m. So it's this green polygon right here. You can see those storms kind of moving through. Also have one in Gillespie and Kerr County, which we're going to keep our eyes and be talking about Kerr County because obviously they've been experiencing some devastating.
I did. I got a new logo.
Right. As well as the rest of us, and also San Saba, far up north, getting clipped by a flash flood warning. Now, they'll end at different times.
I think Hassett made it. So shout out to Hassett. Thank you so much.
Almost everybody in our area is under flood watch. I mean, we all could potentially end up seeing flash floods throughout these next few hours. But let me take it in a little closer so I can show you Kerr County here. We're still seeing those strong thunderstorms coming through this green. So now that we're a little closer, you can kind of see the area of where that flash flood warning is happening right now. Basically, it means if you're there, you need to be watching that forecast, kind of pay attention to your surroundings, and if you have to drive, make sure that you are staying away from any flooded roads. Remember, turn around, don't turn. All right, then I took it up to where we were kind of just north of Austin, so this area right here that's still seeing that flash flood warning, and then up north I mentioned in San Saba County just getting clipped by it. We're still going to see more rainfall in these next few hours. It should slow down overnight, and the chances continue through the week, but they're on the smaller side. We'll talk all those details and what else we can expect.
Okay, Leslie, thank you. In Georgetown, the flood water doesn't creep, it crashes. From this vantage point, you can see the San Gabriel River has lost all restraint, ripping through brush and racing across roads. Debris swirls in the flow, and what was once a recreational spot is now unrecognizable.
And Fox 7 spoke with several people who have been helping neighbors get to safety from the flooding of what you just saw, the San
What's up,
Gabriel
Denise?
River in Georgetown. Fox 7 Austin's Cliff Thornton joining us with more on those efforts. Cliff.
We have probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Mike, it's a day of us.
I think we're going to have about 10 minutes till we hit the next storm cell. 10 to 20 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes until we hit the next storm cell. Maybe a little bit longer, but I think it's 10 to 20.
Decimate a day of recovery here for the folks at the Shady River RV Resort here in Georgetown. Some were here for the 4th of July weekend. Others are making their homes here along the San Gabriel River. And let's take a look at some video here.
I'm on the Interstate 10, I-10, Interstate 10.
Our photographer Chris Combs is shooting it from at the video as it is now, but from earlier Saturday morning, this place had RVs and vehicles submerged in roughly 30 feet of water as the water rush from upstream of the San Gabriel River got upwards of 15 inches of rain around western Williamson County. Some of the RVs got out, but most did not. There are upwards of maybe 100 here. Now fast forward to Sunday, and what's left is, as you're seeing, eye-popping wreckage from the RVs being tossed about by the water. We spoke with RV dealers from Houston who were here for the 4th, who lost his RV and his truck. And then, of course, you have locals coming out to help including a local tow truck company owner based in Florence. Billy Ayers and his crew were down here flipping RVs and vehicles back upright. Ayers grew up in this area and has spent a lot of time at this RV park. He said it has flooded a handful of times, but this is the first time that he's been a part on the recovery side of things, instead of just being down here enjoying this resort. The folks have been warned that there could be another wall of water come through here. Won't be as
Ruger doesn't really get car sick. He actually he loves car rides. He let me know earlier he had to go poop. I thought he had to go pee, but after I let him out of the car, I realized he had to go poop. Kind of silly boy, silly dog. But so he left a nice thing on the side of the highway. Anyways, oh wow, Chase Bixfield, train robber suspects, 3 arrested. That's insane, Salty. We're about 154 miles away, just right at 2 hours. 2 hours ETA.
bad as it was yesterday, but they are bracing for perhaps another surge, and that could happen. They have been told by some officials that it could happen within the next hour or two, and we will certainly see what happens on that front. Hopefully, it won't be as bad as certainly as yesterday was. But as of right now, as you can see, a lot of the wreckage here from a lot of the RVs here, the water has subsided, but these things are total losses right now. And as the owner of the tow truck company, Mr. Ayers, told us, a lot of these folks do not have insurance on these RVs, so they're out here just trying to help however they can to flip these things back over, and also just help out in any way they can with toothpaste, clothes, food.
Water, I'm good. Food, I gotta buy more food. We bought McDonald's this morning. So I've been giving Ruger sandwich stuff. He's got dog food, but I've been giving him people food. Another chop shop found on Fairfax. Holy sheesh. Sheesh. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and when I see a fast food joint, I'm gonna grab some fast food. We're out of food. Ruger's got dog food, but that's it. I'm out of food. I plan on buying food by the time I got this far, but I messed up.
To find medication for those who have been staying down here by actually kind of ripping open some of these RVs and just letting them get in any way they possibly can to get their belongings. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Cliff. We're learning that the director and co-owner of Camp Mystic died in those catastrophic floodwaters while attempting to save the lives of young campers. Dick Eastland purchased Camp Mystic back in 1974. He owned the camp alongside his wife and had been a part of their family for nearly 90 years. Eastland is being remembered as a hero among peers. State Representative August Pfluger took to social media thanking Eastland for his dedication to protecting the campers. Now, dozens of families have been wondering if they'll find their loved ones near Kerrville.
Fox's Anthony Antoine is joining us live in Kerr County.
I think so, Allison. I think so.
Yeah, good evening, guys. As a reporter, when you get to a scene and you're able to immerse yourself in what's happening, it really starts to hit home, and you feel the heartbreak with these families. So right now, I'm on a piece of private property, but it's connected to Flat Rock Park. And just look at the devastation here. The neighbors in the area tell me that the Guadalupe River came all the way up here. As I am walking, they're telling me this was water. And as you sit down and you really start to imagine what the fear must have felt like for those young girls and all of those parents that lost their lives, you really start to connect with the entire story, right? Today we learned that 68 lives were lost here, specifically in Kerrville, 40 adults and 28 children. It's a heartbreaking scenario, but we've also seen the community start to come together and rally around each other to try to help their neighbor. We've seen at least 2 or 3 drives just walking around. We're just riding down the street, and we're seeing people just abruptly stopping and, hey, what can I do to help? And that's the story of it all. So again, think about this for a second here. That's the Guadalupe River. All of this area continued to fill up with water. And I spoke to a neighbor who lives right across the street here, as he says the water came from all the way over there, crossed the street here, and it came all the way up to his property. Just imagine the water going all the way up to his doorstep. And that is what people witnessed here, a historic situation. Sadly, again, right now the death toll, 68 lives. We're expecting another press conference tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. But the devastation in this community cannot be understated. I'll send it back.
68 lives is for Kerrville. Total lives lost from the flooding is 79, plus 1 life lost from a car accident. The flooding itself has claimed 79 lives.
You guys in studio.
Anthony, quick question for you. You know, you were talking about where
Yeah.
you were walking up and you said there was water
Oh, look how tall
here.
these clouds are.
And that wasn't just water
Yeah.
moving slowly. I mean, that was raging water.
Exactly, that is raging water. So I was actually talking to the guy here, and he was telling me how it sounded like a train, a locomotive, that chugging. And you think about how early it was in the morning hours, that 4 a.m. hour, it's dark, the waters are rushing downstream, and then he says it felt like a wave because it was crashing up against his house this way. So you figure 26 to 30 feet in about an hour, you can't really, how do you really fathom some of that, right? 26 to 30 feet, that's like a 3-story building with the water rising that high and that powerful. That's, it leaves you speechless sometimes.
All right, Anthony, Antoine, thank you very much for that. We'll catch up with you a little bit
No,
later.
no, you're not kicked off the channel,
Williamson
Joe.
County and Travis County have been added to the declaration.
No, Joe, you're not kicked off. Why would you? Also, we are in Texas. We're about 146 miles away from Kerrville, Texas.
The disaster the Governor Abbott signed on Friday.
Fox 7 House's Katie Pratt is joining us live with an update. Katie.
Hey guys, I'm in Leander, technically the Travis County portion. We're along the big Sandy Creek where there's a ton of damage. So we're just going to kind of walk you through and show you all of it. So right here you can see all of these trees piled up. So imagine that's where the water line was at one point. And this whole entire road was actually blocked off with debris. So this is a much better picture that we're giving you right now of all the damage. There's the guardrail on this side of the road, if you'll show them, Noel. That's all twisted up. There's a stop sign in the ditch that's crumbled up. And then if you look down at the ground, you can see that the concrete of this bridge is uprooted. They're telling me that it's actually shifted 8 inches. If you look even further this way, it's just crumbled up. And we come over here, and I mean, just the same thing. We got a big pothole right here where the water is already moving and rushing, coming through here. We've been talking with people all day, and their homes have actually surfed through the neighborhood. So they went from one side, we were looking at their back porch where the home used to be, and it surfed all the way across the road and over there. Over there you can see a car. It's crumbled up. I couldn't even tell what it was. I honestly thought that maybe it was a little camper or something. And we've got poles down. We've got homes that aren't where they're supposed to be. One woman said,
We got something going on the left side of the freeway. Westbound and down. Let's see, what is this? What is it? We're going to go a little slower right here. Lots and lots of cops. Lots of cops. Oh, car crash. They went in the center median. That's a lot of cops.
they've been trying to put up temporary fencing for her livestock. This entire road has been blocked off all day. We've seen people parking up and down on both sides of the street just trying to bring water and food to their loved ones and their family because no one can get to this neighborhood. You can see the stream is already picking up with the rain that's coming in right now. One woman I was talking to earlier, she was saying, you know, thank goodness it's so sunny, we can actually start getting some recovery done. And then, of course, this happens and it's lightning and picking up. There's been tons of people.
I'm going to film. I'm going under media. I'm not going to, I mean, I'll gladly assist if someone needs help, but I highly doubt they're going to use my skills. All I brought was a life jacket, just in case I get into a situation.
here all day, you know, helping out. You can see the water there. They've kind of cleared out though, because we are in a pretty dangerous spot right now with the rain picking up again. But yeah, we've been talking to people all day, and we're going to share those stories. They've been so thankful to have this coverage and just have people out here, because they feel like they haven't gotten a lot of help. So I look forward to sharing those images and their stories with you guys. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you and get out of this area. I'm reporting live in Leander. Katie Pratt, Fox 7 Austin News.
All right, thanks for that, Katie. You know, we received your videos and photos all through the night from across Central Texas. We want to share some of those with you. We're going to start at Marble Falls.
Yeah, in Marble Falls, sheets of rain transform the streets into rushing streams. Cars crawling cautiously through water,
Hold on.
swirling around their tires. Thunder rumbling in the distance while residents watch helplessly.
Two cars in the ditch. Silly goose. You can't park there.
The flood turning familiar roads into uncertain rivers.
We want to show you some drone footage of the swollen San Gabriel River. Cliff Thornton was just up there a little while ago. Heavy rain inundated Williamson County overnight, with water just consuming the banks of the South Fork of the river. Residents advised to stay away from this area.
I saw that too, Sherry.
Text.Austin today sharing these photos and videos of crews heading to the San Gabriel River to assess damage and repair roadways as fast as possible. This photo was shared off of RM 1869 at the San Gabriel River in Liberty Hill.
And Williamson County officials also sharing updates from its road and bridge crews this afternoon. They're busy. At last check, those are working on repairing County Road 79.
Due to a water leak in the middle of the San Gabriel River, the city of Georgetown issued a boil water notice for several neighborhoods. This applies to residents living in the North Old Town, Parkview Estates, Katy Crossing, Stillwater, Crystal Knoll, and Berry Creek neighborhoods, as well as parts of other subdivisions. The boil water notice will run until at least 8 a.m. tomorrow. You can head to our website for a full list at fox7austin.com.
Where's that guy with the mattress again? I passed him way
Stay
earlier,
with
but
us.
I pulled
We
over.
are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back with Leslie London to take a look at the latest forecast. Stand by.
Oh wow, rain and thunder in San Antonio. Stay safe out there.
But then there are some thunderstorms in there as well. So let me kind of off here just so you can see them better, those different areas that I just mentioned. So these
We are 138 miles, 1 hour and 49 minutes.
If you're in these areas, what it means is basically you need to be kind of aware of your surroundings. You want to likely be inside. If you're driving, have to drive, make sure that you're avoiding any flooded roads. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Be extra cautious when this is happening. We're still going to see rainfall in these areas through these next couple of hours, and that's the concern. We've already got heavy rainfall in these spots, and we could potentially see more. Now, how much rainfall have we seen just for today? This is kind of showing you the different accumulation
What
from
the
radar
hell?
estimates. But we're seeing
Michelle
green,
M.
which means potential.
Michelle M came through with another donut for a hotel. Don't sleep in the truck. Thank you, Michelle. Holy crap. I'll probably end up driving to San Antonio tonight. It's only 45 minutes away from Kerrville. Holy crap. Guys, do me a favor. Hop in the chat. Tell Michelle M. Thank you so much. Guys, tell him, hop in the chat. Tell Michelle M. Thank you so much. She came through with another generous donation to put me in a hotel again tonight. Thank you so much. That was unexpected. I think the Facebook Live crashed. Did the Facebook Live crash? It did. It did crash. Why did it crash? Whatever.
Take more than 1 inches or more in some spots. And obviously that's why we've been seeing such devastating floods, and we still have rainfall opportunities as we head through the night tonight and even into the start of our work week. Now, because we're still seeing rain through the evening, we have a flood watch for almost all of us. So basically the entire area, anyone in the green, until 7 p.m. just because we still have showers and storms coming through, which means more rain, and potentially any of us could end up seeing a flash flood warning. Now here's another view just to show you those flash flood warnings, because that means right now you're dealing with it. So if you're in these areas, you're the ones that are already seeing rainfall coming down, but still potentially see a lot more. But let's look at the model just so you can see exactly what we're expecting as far as the rest of this day goes. So, give it another hour or so, and you can already tell it should be slowing down. This is 7 p.m. here. Unfortunately, it does look like Kerr County will still be seeing some heavier rain, but by the time we get to 8, we're really not expecting much. Maybe a shower or two, and then by 9, it clears up. Overnight, we are expected to stay pretty quiet, but we start to see rainfall return early in the morning. So 4 or 5 a.m., we could see some showers coming back. The chances for most of us are on the lower end. We're talking 20 to 30%, but that still means isolated opportunities. And obviously right now, we just really want to see things dry out. Tomorrow night, it will start to dry out again, but we still have a few more days where we're expecting more rain. Again, on the lower side, but by Thursday, it does look like finally we're going to start to see mostly sunny conditions. And then from there, hopefully we start to dry up. But within these next couple of days, just having those small chances for rain means we still have to be vigilant. We still could be seeing some flooding concerns. So that's why we're still kind of on the edge of paying attention.
Two quick questions for you. One, on that map you showed, it is showing the totals since Thursday, that 18 inches in Mason County. That's what went into the run of the river, correct?
Yes, so some of that did end up there. And then there was more to the north of it. So I just showed our area. But
Right.
I think the big concern was the water coming down from the hills. It's always a concern in that spot.
Yeah. And this whole system, it just hung around. It just didn't leave. Why was that? Well, it's usually, we see weather coming through, and this just didn't
it's like a
stop.
hurricane on lanes.
Right, just stop.
The other thing about is that there wasn't a lot of warning for it. We didn't expect it. It was a very intense event that kind of rare. We don't see it all the time, but they did have warnings and watches going out within 12 hours of the event. I think the timing of it being late at night, just a whole bunch of scenarios coming into it. So
Yeah, middle of the night. It gets a little tricky with heat. Not a lot of rain is coming, but I heard a local official talking about it doesn't take much at this point because everything's so saturated and full for that to then actually have an impact, right, when it comes to flooding?
right, that's a huge thing. When the ground is already saturated, there's nowhere for the water to seep into, so it just keeps running off. And then we've already got higher levels in our lakes and our rivers now because of all this. So even though technically there's still drought conditions, technically we still need more water from the lakes, we don't want to see it right now. We want to wait until give it some time. Hopefully later on. It's slowly.
Fingers crossed. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're continuing to watch the developing situation out of Kerrville as first responders continue to work in recovery mode following catastrophic floods.
We want to get the latest from Fox's Peyton Yeager. Here's her report.
First responders spent Saturday searching for the missing, hoping to provide answers to families waiting in agony. Many in town for July 4th weekend were caught off guard by catastrophic flash flooding. More than 24 campers from the all-girls summer camp, Camp Mystic, are still unaccounted for. Saturday, some parents received the devastating news. Both attended Bradfield Elementary in Highland Park ISD. 9-year-old Janie Hunt of Dallas also died in the flooding, according to her family.
I don't know what a walker is, natural, but yeah. You go on CNN and ABC, MSNBC, Fox, and you tell them to go away, because I do the same thing they do. They actually use my footage, so. a live streamer on top of that. And apparently I'm getting a lot of pushback. Show me where an emergency agency says that accredited media needs to not go. I mean, it's not really up for discussion. I'm going. You can sit here and cry all you want. If I go to a spot and they say, hey, credential media is not allowed in, I said, okay, no problem. I'll go to the next spot. That is true, man. That is true.
That's alive in the past 24 hours. The summer months already been busy ones for animal shelters. Austin Pets Alive is asking for help. They are asking the public to help with fostering dogs and cats, as well as donations. You can get involved by visiting the emergency help tab on the Austin Pets Alive website to see pets eligible for foster care. You can also make donations on the Austin Pets Alive website. Donations can also be dropped off at the Williamson County Regional Animal Shelter. More information on our website.
The Texas game wardens are asking the public to not fly drones over impacted areas and active search.
Now, however, if I was only live streaming, that would make sense. If I didn't actually work for a media agency, then there would be no point going. So, yeah, that would make sense. Just like with the riots in LA I covered, if I didn't work for an actual media company, I wouldn't have been allowed in there.
To operations, they could impact with other drones and interfere with emergency aircraft. We'll have more on flood recovery across central Texas when we return.
Now, the only thing that's different is Texas does have different laws and penal codes when it comes to press and press privileges. So I have to, since I'm in a whole different state, I do have to abide by Texas laws. We do have a clue. You've got 79 people that have been killed from the flooding. Another person that died in a car crash from weather conditions. The last time I heard, I think it was 41 people are unaccounted for. They're expecting more rain right now. Actually, they just pulled crews off of the search efforts, the search and rescue efforts. They are focusing on search and rescue and not body recoveries because they're hopeful that people are still alive. It's a very horrible situation, very congested situation. They just closed Highway 39. Donald Trump's actually coming out on Friday, which if I'm still out here, we're going to get an interview with that. But yeah, that's why you have media, brother. But once again, it's not up for discussion. I'm abiding by the laws. The only difference between me and the other cameraman out there is I actually have a YouTube channel on top of my job. I do both.
Recovery efforts made in the area.
We're just miles away from Jonestown now. This is Nameless Road in Sandy Creek neighborhood that saw significant damage. Right, you can see right here that this...
Yes, he told the general public, do not travel to Kerrville, Texas. If you are not on assignment with law enforcement, first responders, a rescue team, or you do not work for a credentialed media company, do not travel to Kerrville, Texas. Absolutely not. Yes, we have been preaching that ourselves.
The bridge has disconnected. It shifted about 12 inches due to the flooding in the area. As of Sunday morning, 4 people were reported dead in Travis County, 2 deaths were reported in Vernon County, and 1 death was confirmed in Williamson County, and about a dozen of people are still missing. Rescue crews have been deployed to key areas, including Sandy Creek, Cow Creek, and the San Gabriel River near Liberty Hill.
It's about 18 miles of creek between. Austin Travis County EMS, you'll hear from them today. They responded to dozens of water rescues, most of them concentrated in western portions of the county near Cow Creek up on 1441, where again mobile phones were swept away.
Alright, now you're gonna get banned, bro. Or here, we're gonna put you a timeout, 24-hour timeout. Or 5 minutes, I guess. Yeah, don't come cussing at me, bro. I didn't come cussing at you. Anyways, I appreciate the kind words, guys.
Residents were forced to deal with rising waters.
Have some respect
Today we're
and
continuing our
simmer down on cussing people out. That's called respect. It does not. There's another storm cell up ahead. Let me see where it's at right now. It is directly to my left, and by the time I get to Sonora, I'm gonna stop and get some food in Sonora. It's actually hitting El Dorado right now, and I'm gonna stop and grab some food at a fast food joint in Sonora if they have anything, and we'll see what's going on at that point. But that storm to the left will probably hit us in about 10 minutes while I'm getting food. It does look pretty nasty, guys. Straight out to my left. Absolutely, Worm. Much love. I appreciate the kind words, Worm. Appreciate you. Thank you, too.
our search and rescue area, which is only.
I do know we have several viewers that live out in the area, and just know we're praying for you. Dad's Gone Live, praying for you. Key News Network, praying for you. And this is a horrible, horrible, horrible situation, guys. Horrible situation. It is storming in San Antonio. Yes. Also, I'm probably going to go to San Antonio, say hi to my cousin, but I do have to get a hotel because I have Ruger. And Ruger will attack his cats and his dog. So, and he's got kids and that doesn't know my dog. So we are going to go to my cousins tomorrow or the day after to say hi. But I will most likely be staying in a hotel in San Antonio, not too far from my cousin's house. I do have family out here, but since I brought Ruger can't go, so I can't go. You'll have to stay in the truck when I go there.
This will live water at this time because of the roadways have been washed away.
Major flash flood I covered. The other flash flood I covered, they actually had warning ahead of time, and they were able to evacuate. The river did not rise nearly as fast as this one did, so thankfully it wasn't a loss of life. But yes, we have covered flash floods before. The ones I went to, I actually took my rock crawler through too, because I did have to go through some flooded roads, but thankfully I did know the area. I appreciate that. Yeah, Big Worm, this does this job, this what I do does definitely feel like a dream come true. I just wish that the events I covered were happier events and better events, because it's a lot of stuff we cover is like the worst day in somebody's life. Horrific, horrible events. This will probably be the worst event I've covered so far when it comes to loss of life. Up until now, the worst event I covered was a mother and her 4 children died in a house fire while her husband and her 2 older children listened to their screams. So yeah,
We know pretty much
horrible situation here in Texas.
They're out there every day. They know it.
God bless Texas. And for somebody that moved away from Texas, because I used to live out here, actually, I used to live north of here. I used to drive through this area like several times a week for the drill rigs. I sure seem to be coming back a lot. God bless Texas. Prayers for Texas. Texas, we stand by your side. The whole country is praying for you, Texas.
The National Weather Service extended flood watches in the central Texas area until 7 p.m. on Sunday. County officials want to remind people to stay vigilant, especially in low water crossings.
Very proud that our county was calling the assistant for county, but at the time, we look forward to having county assistant with. So, they put in many man
Yep.
and thank you for that.
I did. I worked in the oil fields in Texas 2014 and 2015. Also 2000. Yeah, I'm totally on my way home.
County officials say we're officially in the recovery process from this weekend's flooding. If you experience any damage to your property, report that to tden.texas.gov. Reporting in Williamson County, I'm Jessica Rivera, Fox 7 Austin News.
And the Leander Parks and Recreation Department says that Lakewood Divine Lake Park.
All right, we're gonna get some auxiliary fuel cell in the trunk. So let me turn off the Starlink Wi-Fi. Be buffering right now. I don't know. Ruger, quit burping. Why do I want to go to Buc-ee's again? If I go anywhere, I'm going to another Waffle House. For some reason, Waffle House hits the spot at 2 in the morning. Swear. 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, Waffle House hits the freaking spot, guys. I love Waffle House. It's like Denny's, but better. For hillbillies like me. Texas barbecue's not bad, man. Texas barbecue's pretty good. Fire trucks are fueling up. Oh, we can go there. Oh, shit. That was my fault. I tried taking off the third. Well, I do gotta drive around the other side and get some diesel. Oh, this is Odessa. They got a fire department from Odessa. Ironically, that's where my our shop used to be at. Well, actually, the shop's still out there. I'd probably get that job back if I really wanted it, but I don't want it. Respectfully, I don't. I like this job. But yes, I do have a press pass, guys. It is not a fake one, it's a real one. Fuck. Damn, everybody's getting fuel right here. What the hell? I guess I'm gonna park in front of the fire truck. The fire truck, fire truck. Once I don't back into the fire truck, I'm good. There we go. Okay, guys. My dog is in the car with you guys. I'm not going to leave the windows down just in case it starts raining on him. He is not scared of lightning or thunder, so he'll be fine. Yeah, it's colder in the outside than it is in the truck right now. A little bit. We don't know if that's true yet, JG. I understand that that's what the rumor going around, but the official release was there's no confirmation on that. I understand that's what the rumor is going around, and it's unconfirmed, and I really hope that that is a true story, because that means that there's 2 more girls that were saved. And we need everything we can out here, guys. I do take better care of him than I do myself. They are my favorite pair. Absolutely. already at $100 for diesel. Spent so much fucking money out here. That's okay. It's raining a little bit, guys. Yes, unconfirmed so far. Let's wait till we hear it from city officials, guys. What the fuck? Why is it so bad, Ruger? Holy crap, dude. Oh, I'm fucking soaked. Here we go, guys. I don't know. I don't know where this rain's headed to. It looks like it's going south. Kerrville's southeast of here, so I don't know. But Kerrville has heavier rain right now. I had damn, I'm not even moving this thing fast. Oh! Sorry, my wife just was texting me, asking me a question. She asked me if I took something out of my truck at our friend's house for the 4th of July. I was like, no. And I was like, oh, yeah, I did actually. I forgot. Okay. Well, this might add a little bit of time to our drive. Hydroplane in a diesel. such a devastating situation here. Terrible, terrible tragedy what just happened. Whoa! Lightning all around us. I'm only going 65. What do you got my task force? A curfew? Yeah, the only thing we're missing is a tornado. Was launch my front axle in case something happens. Patch of water and start pulling me over. Absolutely, Texas, you do. Trying to dry off. I got so oh wow, hospice. Holy cow, that's horrible. A little water falling out of the sky. Not bad, just a little sprinkle. Starlink. I don't think Starlink likes the cloud cover too much. I'm testing out Starlink with bad clouds. With the mattress, I think it's got to be soaked. Just like that, no more rain. What's up, J-Fo? How you doing, brother? Flower Child, how you doing? We're about 97 miles away from the catastrophic flooding. Megan. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We're not there yet. We're 93 miles out. I just stopped to get a piece of pizza and top off. There, now I'm going 85. It kind of is, Josh. We are on Interstate 10. Let's go. Bayou Rivers? Bayou? We did have generous viewers that donated a significant amount of money. Put a very big dent in the operating costs to come out here. So thank you guys so much for that. Sure, let's go. Right in the trunk. Let's go. Yeah, that's true. You ain't lying there. You ain't lying there, kid. I have no cell reception right now, and you guys are still live. I think. If it freezes, just back out and come back in. That's what I did.
For anybody who was affected.
Sheriff Sally Hernandez said 911 calls from early Saturday morning gave a timeline when floodwaters released which stalled after they drove through Russian water. The person who died was found under a submerged vehicle that had also been swept away. Creek area posted on X, quote, "I would like to express sincere condolences to all the families who have lost loved ones, in particular their daughters who were at the summer camp in the disaster caused by flooding along the Guadalupe River in Texas in the United States. We pray for them."
We're still buffering
County and Travis County have been added to the declaration of disaster that Governor Abbott signed on Friday.
Fox 7 Officer Jessica Rivera has an update on the recovery efforts made in the area.
Are we back?
We're just miles away from Jonestown now. This is Nameless Road in Sandy Creek neighborhood that saw significant damage. Right, you can see right here that this bridge has disconnected. It shifted about 12 inches due to the flooding in the area.
As of Sunday morning, 4 people were reported dead in Travis County, 2 deaths were reported in Bertie County, and 1 death was confirmed in Williamson County, and about a dozen of people are still missing. Rescue crews have been deployed to key areas including Sandy Creek, Cow Creek, are still missing. Rescue crews San Gabriel River near Liberty Hill.
It's about 18 miles of creek between the top and where it hits the lake. Austin Travis County EMS, you'll hear from them today. They responded to dozens of water rescues, most of them concentrated in western portions of the county near Cow Creek and up in 1431, where again mobile homes are swept away and residents were forced to deal with rising waters in the middle of the night.
Today we're continuing our search and rescue efforts, and one of our lake patrol boats is out with Parks and Wildlife searching the Cow Creek area, which is only accessible by water at this time because of the roadways have been washed away.
In the last 48 hours, some parts of central Texas have seen 15 inches of rain.
We've had, again, in 2017, we've had other major flooding events in this area that we know pretty much where we need to get a wetway. They're out there every day. They know what's going to go. So we're able to kind of predict a little bit ahead of time. Can't predict everything.
The National Weather Service extended flood watches in the central Texas area until 7 p.m. on Sunday. County officials want to remind people to stay vigilant, especially in low water crossings.
Very proud that our county was called to assist in Cook County, but at the time, the next morning they had to come and assist with things. So they put in many man hours and are thankful for that.
County officials say we're officially in the recovery process from this weekend's flooding. If you experience any damage to your property, report that to tden.texas.gov. Reporting in Williamson County, I'm Jessica Rivera, Fox 7 Austin News.
And this is a live look at the ATX floods maps. Roads and low water crossings are flashing red across Travis, Williamson, Hayes, Bastrop, Caldwell, Lee, and Fayette counties, meaning they are actively closed. This shows widespread flash flood impacts across central Texas, cutting off key routes and creating real risk for drivers. Authorities urge everybody to turn around, don't drown, avoid these spots, and choose major roads only. We're going to continue to track the closures to keep you updated and safe.
More than 800 people have been rescued in the Texas Hill Country from flooding.
Let's get straight to Fox's David September, who's joining us live right now from Kerrville with more. David.
Yeah, right now we are at the Blue Oak RV Park in Kerrville. This backs up to a restaurant named Howdy's, and where we're standing, this used to be where dozens of RVs were at just a few days ago, right along the Guadalupe River. All those RVs are gone right now, and I can tell you the water here was raging a couple of days ago. Just talking to these eyewitness accounts, it's just so heartbreaking. Over to my right, you can see a group of people who are actually sitting on a porch right now at that restaurant that I was talking about.
Can you guys hear me?
Those people are just looking at the river.
Are we still live? I can't see no comments.
Right now, water
Guys,
was
oh, there we go.
up to
Comments
that
going. We're good.
patio
Never mind.
just a
We're
couple
good.
of days ago. So a lot of
Hell
people were
yeah.
out here. People who were preparing for the 4th of July. Some people who were just vacationing out here for a weekend, wanting to have a nice getaway. Some people who live on the road and have been out here for a few months. But some people were able to evacuate. Unfortunately, the owner of this RV park was telling me that a family of 5 was swept away. They were all killed from this catastrophic flooding. We are talking to some people out here
that's
who
horrible.
were able to get away safely, but they lost
How far is
everything.
that
Their
from
RVs swept away. They only were able to grab a few belongings. One woman in particular, though, who was out here, who I
How
was
far is that
talking
lake
to,
from Kerrville?
she's out here right now assisting with the cleanup. Just goes to show that type of character, that even after losing pretty much everything she had, she's been out here for a couple days just trying to help people here clean up. The owner doesn't know what to do. She said she bought this property about 4 years ago, been living in the area for 10 years. She has bills to pay, a mortgage to pay, and she's not going to see any money coming in right now because there are no customers who are going to be coming in
70.
The river out here, you can see the water, but talking to the owner, she was saying where the river actually normally ends is way off in the distance over there. I think we're going to zoom in for you and show you the area where the river is typically at, but this water just is still risen way more than it normally should be, and they are expecting it to get higher because of that rain that's come out here today. Now, the levels of what we saw a couple days ago, it's not what officials are predicting, but they do believe that there's a chance that some of this water could be rushing in, and it can gain a little more height out here. So, you know, talking to the owner just a little while ago, she was very emotional because she was saying, for as bad as it is for these people in this park, it's really just a microcosm of what this community is expecting. She knows so many people who have been affected, including one of her employees who wasn't here that evening. He lives somewhere else nearby, but unfortunately, she says her employee was killed while trying to save his wife and family, and he did successfully save them, but he was the one, she says, who unfortunately passed away.
No, it's horrible.
Out here. We'll continue to keep sharing the stories of people here in Kerrville and just hope that everything can go. Circumstances back to y'all in the studio.
Yeah, and David, as you mentioned, talking with these a little bit of time to try and get their arms around property, they seem to be resilient. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, your observation is spot on. There's so much resiliency out here, and one woman I was interviewing was saying that's what she loves about Texas. She's
Hold
like,
on.
Just have such
Caramel ice cream and dill pickles is disgusting. Caramel ice cream is yummy and dill pickles are yummy, but not together. That's nasty. I've been a nasty girl. I've been a nasty. I've been a nasty girl. Oh, sorry.
They're in its fight or flight, and they choose to fight for what they have, fight for what they can save, and fight to potentially save people. Usually, it's in the company.
All joking aside, yes, I am considered press, and I do work for a press agency, a media company. Basically, it's a news outlet. Kim, that was false. Somebody is spreading rumors, and unfortunately, it went viral. But yes, I do work for a news agency. And I do have my credentials right here. No, they're not credentials that say Dad's Gone Live. They're credentials with a real company on them, with a actual contact that can verify I work for that company.
Delisle, and I wanted to pop in today as we are seeing the aftermath of the rains and seeing the news of what's going on around Central Texas. I know we're all sort of feeling helpless right now, and like we want to help and we want to know what's happened, and so I wanted to provide some updates for y'all. I know that there are things on the news about devastation in Leander. Those things actually happened outside of the city limits, and so the only information I have for you is information that the county has put out, and it's tragic. So Travis County had a press conference this morning, and they talked about a couple of things. They talked about how they're under a disaster declaration, so is Williamson County, and the state. ESD1, that's a service district for emergency response. That is the entity that takes care of that area that has a Leander address but isn't here, way out in Travis County. They have been responding to what we've seen in Sandy Creek and in Cherry Hollow. They know that there are 3 confirmed fatalities out there, and search and rescue is continuing. They don't know how many people are still missing, but people are absolutely missing. They've set up a reunification center for people looking for their loved ones. They've got drones in the air in Sandy Creek to assist with their search and rescue. Nameless Road is damaged, but it is passable in that area. There is a victim immediate assistance available, and so if you know somebody who has been displaced out in that area of Travis County, they can call the Red Cross. It's 1-800-RED Cross, and they will connect them with all the resources that they need. Travis County said that there are additional resources coming later this afternoon, and then let's see. a lot of is missing. The rest are all just like word of mouth, third party, we heard this person is missing. And so they're still trying to get around what's happening out there. It's a horrible, tragic situation. In Williamson County, they've also done a disaster declaration. There is 1 death that's confirmed and 2 people that are still missing, that we're still trying to look for. Yesterday they did 10 rescues and saved 27 people. 16 of them were from a place called Hope House. They were children that were saved with the assistance of a helicopter out of Fort Hood. Liberty Hill and very far west Williamson County, those are the only areas. So they had a person swept away yesterday, and then they went door to door helping people. So they also had swiftwater boat teams. There's several of these around the county, and so this is kind of where Leander comes in.
I appreciate that, William. Thank you.
The limits. We closed the parks because the parks are flooded, but we've been very, very fortunate that nothing within the city limits happened. There weren't people that needed to be rescued. There weren't roads that were washed away. We had our normal low water crossings, and that was basically it.
Joe, do they have press credentials? Were they credentialed media or no? Joe, were they credentialed media?
Has been swept up, but we're doing okay. We're processing enough water that we're.
Do they produce credentials?
Is assisting the communities around us. So yesterday, for those water rescues that were going on in Liberty Hill, we sent our boat team, and this is how incredible our first responders are. Our boat team, our swift boat team, our firefighters were out there in Liberty Hill assisting, and they actually.
What company do they work for, Joe, for them to be turned around? What company did the other person work for?
Back. And this is the reality of what happens in these big area disasters. Everybody is helping everybody. And so if you watch the news conferences, you'll hear both Travis County and Williamson County talking about how when things happened yesterday morning, some of their teams were down in Kerr County because they knew there was a stronger need there. And they were just kind of caught off guard when the rain hovered over these areas of the counties. So going back to Williamson County, they're doing okay right now. They're asking people to pause momentarily on assistance because everybody is reaching out. They said let them get their heads around what's going on right now and what the needs are. I do know that Red Cross is active in Liberty Hill. I spoke to their mayor yesterday. And so if you want to donate to Red Cross, it's the same number as if you know somebody who needs help. It's 1-800-RED-CROSS. And then if you need to report somebody missing, they're saying call 911 or call the Williamson County non-emergency phone number. They're going to have another update later today before 5 p.m. We do know the one that is very important to Leander is Baghdad Road. It's damaged apparently in 2 spots between here and Liberty Hill. And if you've seen some of the photos on the internet, like there's a giant piece that's washed away. That's on the north side towards Liberty Hill. I don't know where the second part of it that's damaged is. If you can stay away from that area today, that would be the very best thing. They've already got crews out on site trying to repave that and get it open so that hopefully we can still access that this week. I'm sure it'll be some kind of temporary fix. Let's see, in Leander again, keeping up with, we're just sort of helping who's around us. If you look at the firefighter headquarters, you'll notice there are a bunch of vehicles there from all over the state. Since we're in such a good position, we are a staging ground where these vehicles are able to park, these teams are able to come in, and then they're sort of being deployed in and out from here because we're extremely stable where we're at. We were incredibly fortunate, and so it's great that we're able to help in this way. That's where we are right now. This is a great...
I'm listening to a news report on YouTube.
To warncentraltexas.org and sign up for emergency alerts. You can get them in email, phone call, text, and I know it's annoying, like every time there's an emergency and you're getting them all these different ways, and you're like, I know. But this is exactly where it counts. This is why we're always telling people to sign up for those alerts, because those alerts save lives when it matters, and you don't know when something like this is going to happen. So please, 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 sign sign up for those alerts. I know we're all sort of feeling helpless right now. We all want to help. You heard that Williamson County is saying to just put a pause on things. There are some things that you can do to help. It's not going to be showing up to help with any kind of search and rescue. That just kind of throws a wrench into things. And I mean, the people that are out doing that, they are trained, they know what they're doing. They just need you to stay out of the way, leave them alone, let them do their job. It's not going to be delivering clothes to anywhere. That's going to be another thing that gets in the way. And this is stuff that comes up every time there's a big emergency like this, because people just want to help. So the best way that you can help right now, honestly, is with financial donations to the agencies that are already in the area helping. So there's the American Red Cross, as we mentioned earlier. And that's redcross.org, 1-800 Red Cross.
Odessa.
There's the Austin Disaster Relief Network. I haven't heard them doing anything specifically right now, but I know that they come out for every emergency. They've got it on their website. It's ardn.org. They also have the survivor hotline set up. So if you are looking for somebody or you have been displaced, they're asking you to give them a call at 512-806-0800. And then finally, Central Texas Food Bank. We know that there's going to be a lot of need for food donations for people that are displaced. And so Central Texas Food Bank is anticipated to need to purchase more food. And so if you want to open your pocketbooks and donate to any of those organizations, or reach out to them and just ask, is there a way I can volunteer? That would be great. And then, if you have had damages to your home, whether you're in Leander or anywhere else, everybody in the region, if you have had damages, they're asking you to report this to Texas Department of Emergency Management. So that's damages.tdem.texas.org. They're just asking that you upload photos and you say kind of what's damaged. This sort of stuff goes into a big federal report that accounts for how much of the rescue process is paid for by the federal government, so that it's not just coming out of your local government. If Kerr County is paying for all of this disaster themselves, well, what's being cut? Is it, their sheriffs? Is it their parks? And so having that accounting to say, like, this is all of the damage in the area, this is all of the expense, even if you aren't personally being reimbursed, it's helping your area, it's helping your community. So if you have damages, please get those reported to the Texas Department of Emergency Management. And lastly, the governor has declared today a day of prayer. I think that's completely appropriate. I think that if you are the praying type, please pray for our neighbors. Pray for the people that we know that are unaccounted for right now, and the people that have lost their homes, and just keep up on what's going on. Pay attention to official channels. So
Fox 7
websites, county websites. Those are the places where you're going to get information on everything that's going on. I will put all of this stuff in links in the description of this video once we're done, but just stay safe, stay vigilant, let rescue workers do their job, and pray for everybody.
And these are some images from Leander showing the flooding in closed city parks and trails yesterday. Parks have been closed until further notice for safety. Some of the places are still experiencing flooding, including Lakewood Park, Divine Lake Park, and Horizon Lake Park. Saturated ground and high water has made trees unstable. There's a risk of falling limbs or entire trees.
Nice, Joe. That's awesome.
Will reopen parks as soon as they say it is safe to do so.
The Lower Colorado River authorities advising everyone to stay off the Highland Lakes for the next several days. This includes Lake Buchanan, Inks, LBJ, Marble Falls, and Travis. There's a risk of flood debris, fast-moving currents, and bacteria levels that traditionally increase after a flood event. The city of Austin has also closed Lake Austin. LCRA does not have floodgate operations underway at this time, but with additional rain in the forecast, it's possible.
Today, Austin Parks and Rec Center says Barton Creek did not top the dam, but the pool has a lot of debris in it, and the water is murky because of all this rain.
We'll have another look at the flooding and what will come next when we come back.
Whoa, big old deer on the side of the road, dead. That's a dead deer. I slept like, I say 4 hours, but probably like 2.5, 3. Not a lot. But I was able to get a nice shower. Yeah, I mean, I love eating deer, like venison, but I'm not going to eat roadkill. That's it's a different number shit. I'll gladly pass Matt. Shit. Don't push on me, Ricker. At a hotel. I did stay at a hotel, but it wasn't very long. It was a short stay, but at least I got some sleep and got a nice shower. And Ruger got to sleep in a bed with me. It was comfortable.
We're continuing our coverage of the devastating flooding across Texas.
And in case you missed it earlier, we want to give you the latest update from Governor Abbott and state leaders on the rescue and recovery response.
Well, thank you everybody for being with us here today. We're in Austin today as opposed to Kerrville because of deadly storms that have swept across central Texas and areas outside of the Kerrville area, and because of more expected storms that will pose life-threatening danger over the next 24 to 48 hours. I want to emphasize, however, even though we now are broadening the area that we're focused on, we are not at all reducing our focus on Kerrville. They remain a key focus in so many different ways. We continue 24/7 operations to search for anybody who was affected by that deadly storm. We still have our Department of Public Safety assets, the National Guard, Texas Task Force 1 and 2, game wardens, all fully engaged in
None, Jen.
the disaster.
I'm not taking any dogs home. I got Ruger.
Intensify our focus on the families affected by this. They're going through horrific events that have turned their life upside down. We're working to aid them, assist them with regard to counseling, grief, all kinds of things we can do to assist those families. One of the most important things that we can do is to address their greatest concern, and that is there are so many families that are still waiting to learn about their loved one. And we are working 24/7 to get the information that will be able to answer their question. What I can tell you is several things. I had the opportunity yesterday to visit Camp Mystic and get to see firsthand what happened there, as well as all the way downstream after that. And it was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through. And we will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children who were at Camp Mystic, as well as anybody else in the entire riverbed, to make sure that they're going to be recovered. We know that parents and families, they want information, they want closure, and we want.
All right, the more people that tell me just not to go, just start banning them. I'm getting tired of hearing it.
That we are working as swiftly as possible to get them accurate information that will provide that closure. I do want to thank the local officials, city and county and otherwise, who also are working around the clock to make sure they are addressing those concerns. The information I'm going to give you is, as of this current moment in time, 41 known missing. It's important to emphasize this, especially in the Kerrville area. There were so many people who were just camping out, not the children in camps, but adults camping out near the river. People in all this is if you are a relative or friend of someone that you think was in Kerrville, Kerr County, that you think is missing, please contact the local officials
dash right now towards supplies just yet, because this might have been a wild goose chase. If they don't allow me in there, then there's no point in bringing supplies.
If, however, you don't have confirmed information about them and you're making phone calls, you are slowing down the process of the first responders being able to respond to those who are clearly identified as missing. If you're doing that, you're interrupting official business. And that could be potentially illegal. Call only if you have specific information. While we continue the search process in Kerr County, we are now also beginning the process of responding to the disaster that took place. It includes things like debris removal. Anybody who's seen any images whatsoever in the Kerr County area, you know there's debris all over the place that makes roads impassable, that makes reconstruction projects unachievable, and that makes search process more difficult. And now on that debris removal process. That process is improved because of President Trump's swift declaration of our major disaster declaration. He ensured
yeah, I got the dually.
24 hours that major disaster declaration was approved. More resources to be able to respond to that disaster. More resources to begin the debris removal. More resources to help individuals who've been impacted by this, as well as local governments that have been impacted by this. Bottom line is this, and that is the swift and very robust action by President Trump is an extraordinary help to our response. I also want to thank Homeland Security Secretary Christy Nolan, who I spent the day yesterday in Kerr County. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen anybody as responsive and as quickly in her response as what she was yesterday. She didn't wait to get back to us. She was able to, in a matter of minutes, give answers to very important demands. And on behalf of the state of Texas, we cannot thank her or the Trump administration enough. I've also been in contact with people who reached out from Secretary Kennedy, Secretary Burgum, and others that in the entire administration are a tremendous help. Also want to add that there are governors across the country that have been in contact with either myself or with Chief Kidd or state agencies offering their assistance, including Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, Tim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa, Jim Pillen, the governor of Nebraska, Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, Glenn Youngkin, the governor of Virginia, Jeff Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, Governor Stitt of Oklahoma, and Governor Landry in Louisiana.
Oh, okay, there are huge groups of volunteers searching.
I know there's others that are constantly reaching out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll gladly help volunteer, but
we're here as
I'm going for journalism
in Austin today because there have been lives lost in this greater region. And importantly, there are dangers over the next 24 to 48 hours that could pose public safety threats to people in these regions. There is heavy rainfall that's already occurred, and there's more heavy rainfall that's expected that will lead to potential flash flooding broadly in these regions. The Big Country, Concho Valley, Central Texas, and once again, Kerrville. The point is this, if you're in any of those regions, you need to realize, for one, you're in an area with land that's already saturated with water. But for another, when more water comes down, it could lead to rapid flash flooding events. Now, there's nothing expected at this time to the
35 miles out. 35 miles out. A lot of cowboys here. Hell yeah. Thirty-five, 35. 30 minutes, 30. I have no idea what's flooded and what's not. Right now, all I know is the floodwaters are supposedly starting to recede again. Appreciate that, man, Beth.
Address their greatest concern, and that is there are so many families that are still waiting to learn about their loved one, and we are working 24/7 to get the information that will be able to answer that question. What I can tell you is several things. I had the opportunity yesterday to visit Camp Mystic and get to see firsthand what happened there, as well as all the way downstream after that. And it was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through. And we will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children who were at Camp Mystic, as well as anybody else in the entire riverbed. We know that parents and families want information. They want closure. And we want them to know that we are working as swiftly as possible to get them accurate information that will provide that closure. I do want to thank the local officials, city and county and otherwise, who also are working around the clock to make sure they're addressing those concerns. The information I'm going to give you is, as of this current moment in time, knowing that this information will constantly change throughout the remainder of today, as well as in the coming days. In Kerrville, Kerr County, there are 59 confirmed deceased. There's still 11 missing from Camp Mystic. Separate from there, in the Central Texas area, there are confirmed 10 deceased. And across the state, in all the areas
for sure, crime stinks.
Flooding, there are 41 known missing. So I wanted to emphasize this.
Yes, I'm going to drive to San Antonio to a hotel.
There were so many people who were just camping out, not children in camps, but adults camping out near the river. People in RVs and things like that. There are people who are missing who are not on the known confirmed missing, because we don't yet know who they are. We will maintain our ongoing search throughout the entire river system to
well, that's my first
who may be missing.
I guess you could say creek right here. That's completely full.
Is if you are a relative or friend of someone that you think was in Kerrville, Kerr County, that you think is missing, please contact
you think there's more rain?
Officials in Kerr County and let them know.
I read that
you have the name, identification, and other information about a person who is suspected to be missing. If, however, you don't have confirmed information about them, and you're making phone calls, you are slowing down the process of the first responders being able to respond.
Alright, it looks like it's going to be San Antonio that gets all the rain. Looks like Kerrville is going to, the rain's going to diminish out. Kerrville's going to be in the good.
And that could be potentially illegal. Call only if you have specific information. While we continue the search process in Kerr County, we are now
main tank so I can carry 80 gallons. They're almost 80 gallons.
Now on that debris removal process. That process is improved because of President Trump's swift declaration of our major disaster declaration. He ensured in less than 24 hours that major disaster.
That's 20 hours if you don't stop and get gas, or go to the bathroom, or stop to get food. That's 20 hours if you drive and you don't pull over.
To respond to that disaster. More resources to begin the debris removal. More resources to help individuals who've been impacted by this, as well as local governments that have been impacted by this. The bottom line is this, and that is the swift and very robust action by President Trump is an extraordinary help to our response. Security Secretary Christy Nolan, whom I spent the day yesterday in Kerr County. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen anybody as responsive and as quickly in her response as what she was yesterday. She didn't wait to get back to us. She was able to, in a matter of minutes, get answers to very important demands. And on behalf of the state of Texas, we cannot thank her or the Trump administration enough. I've also been in contact with, and people reached out from in the entire administration are a tremendous help. Also want to add that there are governors across the country that have been in contact with either myself or with Chief Denny Kidd or state agencies offering their assistance, including Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, Kim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa, Jim Pillen, the governor of Nebraska, Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, the governor of Virginia, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, the governor of the state of Oklahoma. I'm sorry if I missed some. I know there's others that are constantly reaching out. We're here, as I mentioned, in Austin today because there have been lives lost in this greater region. And importantly, there are dangers over the next 24 to 40 hours that could pose public safety threats to people in these regions. There is heavy rainfall that's already occurred, and there's more heavy rainfall that's expected that will lead to potential flash flooding broadly in these regions. The Big Country, Concho Valley, Central Texas, and once again, Kerrville. The point is this, if you're in any of those regions, you need to realize, for one, you're in an area with land that's already saturated with water. But for another, the more water comes down, it can lead to rapid flash flooding events. Now, there's nothing expected at this time to the magnitude of what was seen in Kerrville. That said, flash flooding can occur at lower levels of water than what happened in Kerrville. There's a particular threat for people who are driving on roadways. Some of the lives lost in Central Texas were people who were swept away in vehicles or in similar crossing type situations. Know that rising water on roads can occur very rapidly. You may think you can drive through it, only to find out when you're in there that it's too late. You're getting swept away. And so we urge everybody to be extraordinarily cautious for the next 24 to 48 hours. If there's any water on the road, you gotta be safe. There's an old saying for a reason, because it's true, and that is, turn around, don't drown. You don't need to get from point A to point B if you're going to risk your life. Your job, the most important thing you can do, is to protect your lives. I'm taking a step back. For all of us up here, that's our number one job. We put public safety first, and we'll worry about the physical damage second. There are still public safety issues and lives to be saved in Kerr County. There are lives to be saved in all these regions that I just mentioned here. We want our own Texas.
I'm going to drive through Mountain Home in Ingram. It shows that that road's supposed to be open, so we're going to find out right now. We're gonna drive through Mountain Home and Ingram. It's the exact same distance, 21 miles. So far, I don't see anything saying real close, so we'll see.
3 people missing. They recovered 1. 2 are still missing. The ongoing searching. Burnett County is missing. 2 people missing. The fire chief and a 17-year-old female. The Department of Public Safety is offering any and every resource that we have to help with those searches, whether it be boat teams, rescue divers, helicopters, drone operators, drones. So there's a lot of work being done. The governor's very active. The ground is saturated, so now a little bit of rain.
Can you guys go ahead and ban the racist piece of crap? Thank you.
For that, the ground was saturated. They knew that it had issues, and they evacuated neighborhoods, which saved lives. And all that being done, they still have 3 that were washed away. I'll touch on Kerr County. We have about 230 DPS personnel assigned to Kerr County. And everybody thinks about search and rescue and what we're doing. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're filling every gap. And first of all, this is nothing negative about Kerr County. They've got a very good sheriff. The fire chief is exceptional. The police chief is exceptional. Everybody's working together. The outpouring of support. There's a lot of volunteers. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
I got him. I think I banned him too. I don't know. Well, wow, look at this.
So we're providing 18 tactical marine units with boats. We've got 65 CID personnel assigned, over 230 in total. 11 Texas Rangers, 28 from our Special Operations Group, our SWAT guys. In addition to that, we've got 9 helicopters with tactical flight officers. We're providing cell towers and trying to solve the issues with the radio communications and their cell phone communications. We've provided communications operators to embed with them to handle 911 calls and handle calls with the concerned family members. Dealing with the families of these missing individuals, there's no higher priority for us than finding those children. We've assigned commissioned personnel and victim service personnel to the family that are working. They're with them 24/7, can answer or address any needs that they have and get them any information they have. This is tough work. Recovering them, so that are conducting the search operations additionally. We have some unidentified individuals at the funeral home, adults and juveniles. The Texas Rangers are collecting DNA from family members and from the deceased victims, and we're flying those to the unit.
Emergency alert! Flash flood warning is in effect until 7:30. This is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you're fleeing an area.
And we will have answers with
subject to flooding or under an evacuation order.
To get some closure and information back to these families. We have in the last couple of days an outpouring of support from our federal partners, DEA, HSI, and FBI. We've embedded them with our search and rescue teams.
Hell yeah, tornadoes.
They're in the mud, they're removing debris.
What's up, Alex?
There's snakes, there's water moccasins. This is God's
work that
they're doing.
We're already seeing flooding right here.
You know, the top priority is the family and the victims. Pray for them, but throw our first responders in there because there's a lot of good work going on. We're not taking away from any resources from Kerrville to pre-stage here. We're pulling from South Texas, West Texas, and North Texas into Central Texas to prepare for our emergency response. We're well prepared. The legislature, the governor, in previous years has been overwhelmingly supportive of law enforcement. And
keep an eye out, guys. The river that's next to me is already flooded. Oh my gosh, that's high as hell. Holy crap. Moderators, if you can hear me, shoot me a text. Moderators, if you can hear me, shoot me a text. Oh, we're good.
Agency that operates across the interagency in Texas. So inside the operations center, we can ensure that the right asset is going to the right location to do the right job. Additionally, today we have launched the new Q9 Reaper remote piloted aircraft out of Houston. That aircraft departs Houston, goes out over the Gulf of America, climbs to 18,000 feet, and then along a special FAA corridor, traverses over to the incident awareness and assessment operations. It's truly an eye in the sky for our search and rescue people that operate in the Kerr County area. In terms of rescues and evacuations for the Texas Military Department, we have a total of 525 rescues or evacuations. 366 have been by air. Of those count, 20 ground.
We should be coming up on the flooded zone shortly, in the next actual flooded zones here shortly. Lots of fire personnel ready.
Please stay off the lakes. High lakes have a lot of debris right now. It's not safe to be boating. It's not safe to be out there. We'll let you know what it is, but critically, stay off the lakes. It's July, previous to summer, and this is not a good time to be out there. To that good, we're working very closely with law enforcement. We have our rangers deployed to Vernon County right now with our mobile command center to support the activities up there. It's a partnership working all together with law
What's up,
enforcement,
Teresa?
Tina, and everyone that's showing up to help assist this very difficult time for us. That with the governor said we have a lot of saturation. We opened gates up at Words and Starkey the last couple of days. Those are closed right now. We're ready just in case we need to. We've added more than 350,000 acre feet to the Highland Lakes of Buchanan and Lake Travis. We're 67% full. We have a lot of room, and heaven in case more water does come in to make sure those reservoirs do what they're supposed to, which is to capture the water for the future.
About 12 miles out from Kerrville, Texas.
Thank
you, Governor. And I want to remind everyone, life safety is still our
Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that. Flooding right here. Creeks are flooded. That's going around the house. There's a house of water at the edge of it.
Their homes and families are also impacted, and they're still there. We cannot be able to. Second, we continue with our search not only in Kerr County, but everywhere that we know we have missing people. And I need your help in being very cautious. Let's not get wrapped around the axle on the word recovery. You're going to start hearing the word recovery used in a lot of different contexts. Be very careful how you use that word, because I'm going to be
Johnson Creek
careful how
RV.
I use that word as well.
They look good.
We are going to begin recovery operations. That is debris cleanup. That is opening roads. That does not mean we are no longer doing search for live victims, because we still are. We are still out there and very much hopes, very much fueled by the compassion that we show for these families, and we're doing everything.
I'm starting to see properties with a lot of water on them.
And making sure that we're not wasting.
We're 11 miles out from Kerrville.
Over the meanings of words, let's get clarity when we ask those questions. Second, I'm asking.
We are passing over multiple creeks that have obviously breached their banks and are overflowing right now. And that's just a runoff. It's already stopped raining a long time ago.
In our response and rescue and recovery efforts, stay out of the area. Stay out of the area because you don't know the area. Another thing I'm getting right this minute during this press conference is reports of an additional wall of water coming down some of the creeks going into the forks. I want you to think about that for a second. If you're not from that area and you don't know the little water crossings, you could find yourself in a very dangerous situation. The next thing is we see a lot of information on social media about volunteers and spontaneous volunteers being frustrated because they can't help. We are evacuating parts of the river right now because we're worried about another wall of water coming down in those areas. If you're a volunteer there that you're not checked into our operations, we have no way.
I don't want to say the exact road I'm on, guys, just because I don't want people to in the area to start following me around, just in case there's some disgruntled viewer. But we are 9 miles out from Kerrville, Texas. Truck did great, actually. Truck did amazingly.
And then finally,
Can't
I want to
complain.
talk a little bit about the road recovery as it relates to the president's disaster. We're very excited to begin those recovery operations with our federal partners who have been here with us in the Emergency Operations Center since last Thursday, since before all of the actual flooding and disaster started. And we're going to work very close with those partners to help our local communities and our families that are impacted.
Thank you, Mimi.
Recover from this disaster as fast as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take a few questions. Go ahead. We sure can. Chief Kid has it.
So we're showing confirmed 3 in Burnett County, 1 in Tom Green County, 5 in Travis County, and 1 in Williamson County. And again, those numbers are a few hours old. Those numbers could go up, but that's what we had as the time we prepared for this briefing.
Ruger, come on, put your head back.
Tom Green. Yes, in San Angelo area.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll share some of it, so I apologize for looking at my phone during the press conference, but this is the live updates that we're getting right now from the field. There are unconfirmed at this point reports of additional water coming in. As the governor mentioned, there's rain still falling on the area. It's not going to take the same amount of rain to cause this damage to make the current water levels rise up, right? Because the ground is already saturated, so any
Lay
rain
down, bro. You got your head in front of the mirror.
perceived as life-threatening rain.
I like being able to see the
So
mirror.
the low-lying area behind this wall.
Okay, we're in Ingram
Sure.
right now.
Well, first of all, on the federal disaster declaration, it applies right now to Kerr County. Let me go back. Let me see the total. My disaster declaration count. So let me walk you through this. So I made it an original state disaster declaration, and then I amended it to add more counties. Let me first go back over those counties, and I'll explain to you what's going on. Counties: Bandera, Bexar, Burnett, Caldwell, Coke, Comal, Concho, Gillespie, Guadalupe, Kendall, Kerr, Kimball, Llano, Mason, McCullough, Menard, Reeves, San Saba, Tom Green, Travis, and Williamson. That means that because of that the state is providing additional resources for those counties and state-based assistance. On the federal disaster declaration,
Ruger, lay
for
down.
the time being,
Thank you.
that includes only Kerr County, and they are waiting to see the magnitude of what happens in other counties before they may potentially expand that, the federal disaster declaration, to include other counties.
That's not accurate. We have drones and helicopters that have thermal and night vision and clear where they can search at night. Our special operations groups have that, and at the law enforcement level, the feds come. They're very effective. They offer access to resources. This helps with finding additional resources and bringing them from out of state that are ready to
So there before the storm on Friday. As we learned more on Thursday, more assets were provided in various regions. We knew, based upon predicted weather, certain regions where the rain may fall. There was an inability to know precisely what rain was going to fall and how much was going to fall, where it did fall. And as far as what the locals may have done, Chief Kidd may know more than I, but I would leave it up to them to let you know.
And listen, thank you for the question. We need to spend a lot of time trying to answer this question.
Last I checked the radar, they all left.
From a technical perspective, there are
I think all the storms are gone.
That are out there. and all of us can choose to sign up for warning systems in certain areas.
That's not coming around here.
The government that we're in and the way that
it's pretty much you can stay south. South and east. There's a string of weather. It's mostly going to hug San Antonio.
IPALS, the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System. Areas where there is no cell phone coverage. And if there's no cell phone coverage, it doesn't matter how many alert systems you sign up for, you're not going to get that. And then there's the NOAA weather radios from the National Weather Service. I'll ask you, how many of you have a NOAA weather radio by your bed at home? And so there can be all kinds of alert systems that are sent, and we know that some were sent, some general messaging was sent early, some urgent warnings were sent at various times, but just sending the message is not the same as receiving the message, having a plan to do something when you receive the message, and then the ability to implement that plan. And so I really would love to have a separate conversation.
24 hours, I love 24 hours ago.
Continue to get the message to the public about what they need to do when they get a message, what they should do when that message is received, and how they communicate that back to the loved ones and family members.
Let me add this also. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the city manager for Kerrville explained that on the morning of the 4th, he was out jogging at about 3:30 in the morning, and it just then began to rain a little bit.
That creek's overflowing.
Saw it rain a little bit more, and he saw it after that. The torrent of water that was coming down the river. And the point that he made was that by the moment of time when they knew the magnitude of the water, it's a difficult decision whether or not should begin evacuating people or not, because if you have a warning telling everybody to evacuate, you could actually lead them to their death. But we know that some deaths in Kerrville were people who died who got swept away who were trying to evacuate. And so local officials know the best about the terrain, about the danger spots and things like that, about who might be able to evacuate.
Yeah, I know. I'm listening. Only essential people need to be out here. Absolutely, Strawberry. We're listening to that exact same press release you're talking about.
There are currently 6 vacancies on how that could have impacted the warnings that you all were able to get, and how accurate the information.
Oh my God, we're here.
So
this is the start of the flooding.
Nothing about the staffing. What I do know is what they put out, and it's my understanding that what they put out was kind of the information that
this is all washed up. This road was underwater. Apparently,
there were alerts or warnings about heavy rain, potential for flash flooding in certain areas. A problem with that is that to most people in the area, flash flooding would mean one thing, not what it turned out to be, because they deal with flash floods all the time. Just like I put people on notice in these regions of Texas right now. There's the potential for flash flooding, but there's no expectation of a water wall of almost 30 feet high. It's one of the things that we spoke about when Secretary Noem was in, and this is part of ongoing conversations. And I'll add this. As you all probably know, we have a special session coming up, and the way to respond to like what happened in Kerrville is going to be a topic for the special session to address.
Is part of what you want to address, because there was a bill that was going to create a council to kind of talk about what warning systems, and it was not successful. Is it a concern that there's all these camps on this area? This is an area that deals with flash flooding, but there were no sirens that were in this area. Can you talk about that and why that hasn't been funded to this point?
Well, it's going to be something that will be looked at. As you kind of pointed out, these camps go back almost 100 years, and they are familiar with the water in the area probably better than anybody else. River basin across the state. Go ahead. I missed the first part of the question. So
I'm not sure that I understand the question. Does somebody go door to door and knock on the doors, or? we talked to the county emergency.
Oh wow, this whole
manager
area was
when we were
underwater down there.
the
Look
first
at
day.
that.
The county does have a plan for that county and the 18 or so camps that are in that county. Probably be really good to ask them that question and let them give you that answer.
River's still high.
All right, hello again, everyone. I'm Frederica Whitfield in Atlanta. We continue to watch the press conference there coming out of Austin, Texas. We've heard a variety of things. You heard from the Department of Public Safety. They're saying they have ongoing concerns about high water, unconfirmed wall of water that still might be contributing to some of a variety of tributaries there. It is continuing to rain there, but again, unconfirmed wall of water, and so they're asking people to still stay away from certain areas. And you heard from the Texas governor there, Greg Abbott, who says they continue to search for anyone involved in the storm.
Too, though, so. I will be live on my main channel. I'll probably go live tomorrow on the main channel. Today, I'm just going to scout spots to go check out. Bear with me, guys. Damn, this is insane. No, Ruger. Okay. Oh no. I dropped my lens cap. That's okay. We don't need it. Get a little bit of footage right here, and then we'll go down the river a little bit more. Stay right there. Cool. So we'll get some more footage. Just got a $2,000 lens on the dashboard. Oh, Ruger. Hold on, let me see where the Mystic Church Camp is. You guys are saying it's behind me, huh? Oh shit. Off Highway 39. Let me check the maps. Sure as hell it's humid out here. Okay. No, we're good. Let's see what we can do, guys. I don't know if we can get in there or not, but we'll see. So it sounds like we might just stay here tonight. I don't know.
Where they're continuing to look for a number of campers, 11 still missing from that camp. And you heard the governor there confirming 59 deceased from Kerr County alone and another 10 confirmed deceased from other areas and 41 overall known missing. We've got a team of reporters there in Texas, including Isabel Rosales, who is there from Central. And Ed Lavendera is also in Ingram, Texas. We'll get to him momentarily.
We're not too far away.
You, Isabel, what are you hearing from that area there? Whether it be from persons who are missing or even this unconfirmed wall of water in tributaries nearby?
Fred, it's exactly that is the biggest concern right now that's top of mind. It's this wall of water. We were just by a tributary of the Guadalupe River over here at Center Point in front of the fire department where we've been all day with hundreds of volunteers from all over Central Texas just combing through all of that rugged terrain looking for either any signs of life or any victims of this flooding event, when suddenly we saw one of these cruisers from Kerr County, a sheriff's deputy, get on the radio telling everyone to get out. And then we started seeing people rushing toward their cars and packing up.
Get a license plate from fucking California. People look at you funny. Goddamn. They didn't look at me funny last time. They didn't care about last time. I lived out here. Probably because everybody knew my car. And it was all my neighbors. I didn't live right here though. I lived in Midland. Yeah, it is pretty humid today. Okay, we're about 30. Yeah, California. He's got a California license plate. I do have Starlink. I'm not even hooked up to cell phone network right now. I disconnected it and went to Starlink, so. Ruger, you're really annoying. Yeah, Starlink's a satellite. It's not going to be perfect. Oh, you were both in. That's cool. We got a couple people in Kerrville. Prayers for this city, guys. Prayers for your town. Prayers for all of you. I don't have any updates on if anyone else is found. Okay. I've never been to Kerrville. I've been down the 10 past Kerrville. Well, I've never actually came here. Although that diesel said 711, not 311. Ha. I was like, damn, my eyes got big. I was like, holy crap, that's like California stuff, and California sucks. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I really just hate California. Like, I live there, I grew up there, but I'm not a fan of California. Oh wow. I got a feeling we're gonna come up to a roadblock here shortly. Yep, we're coming up to a roadblock. All right, guys, I'm gonna put this on mute real quick while I talk to the officer. We're gonna see how the how they're treating press. All right, cool. So it sounds like I'm gonna be able to come back in the morning. No problem with that. We'll let that car go by first. I just talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, absolutely. You should be good in the morning. Right now, just tonight, it's an hour-to-hour basis, but right now, at this moment in time, it is residents only and law enforcement only, which is fine. He was super cool about it. So he told me when I'm going to be able to hopefully go back up there. Thank you. So, hold on. Yo. Oh, hold on. Yeah, access denied tonight. He said come back in the morning. They'll probably let media, credential media up there in the morning. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end this and go get you guys. Ending this live stream now. I'll be back in the morning, guys.